Hey, what's going on everyone? Laggy Gamer here, and I'm coming at you guys with a game discussion on a wonderful indie game that I just completed called Lone Survivor. It's a game by Jasper Byrne. It's a game that he has been developing by himself for 4 years now. He did the music, he did the visuals, he did everything to it, and it came out last month, and I just recently discovered it through GiantBomb.com's website. They actually had a 30-minute playthrough of this game. I had never heard of it, but it said survival horror in the description, so I had to watch it, and I was just blown away, so I bought it immediately. And we're just going to talk about this game for a few minutes and try to get you guys to go out there and experience the experience I had in this game. Like I said, it is a survival horror game. It is an 8-bit style. It's old school graphics, but that's part of what sets the great atmosphere in this game. Pretty much it appears that you're a college age student because you're living on your own in an apartment, and starts off telling you that there's this plague that's happened, people are turning into monsters, and you're just going to try to escape it. So just start you off in your apartment and you just go from there. Pretty much throughout this story, you're just trying to escape your apartment. Along the way, you're going to encounter other survivors. You're going to encounter these I'll just call them zombies. You're going to encounter these zombie infected, and you're just going to encounter some strange characters, and it's pretty much a mind trip because this game really has a lot to do with your psyche. It's psychological, like horror. It's going to mess with your head. You're going to think to yourself, is this real what's going on? Is it just in my head? Are these really zombies I'm shooting? Am I shooting live people, but maybe I'm seeing zombies? I kind of had that vibe at times. But it just really takes you for a roller coaster ride. And it's a fantastic ride. It's one you're going to want to ride a couple times because it has multiple endings for one thing. I know it has at least 2 different ones. So it really requires you or wants you to do multiple playthroughs to try to get those different endings. But yeah, it's pretty much as far as story, that's all there is to it. You're trying to escape. I know there's got to be a deeper underlying meaning to this story because there are characters you meet in the game that you know there's got to be something deeper to all this. If I say anything though, it's going to kind of do a lot of spoiling. So I don't want to say too much about storyline because it could ruin it. But just know that it affects your psyche. You don't know what's reality, what's taking place. You don't know if you're dead, if you're alive. You don't know if all this is just a dream or anything like that. It's pretty much one of those type of adventures, and it's something you got to experience to be able to convey what's going on. I'm not good at interpreting the underlying hidden messages in games sometimes. I could kind of in this one, but it'd be nice to kind of share some thoughts with some other people to see what they think, or if there is even anything. Maybe there's not. But it's an adventure that's really worth taking, so you got to get in there and experience the story. So we'll go into the gameplay, and that's what really what makes the game for this as well. Is that it, like I said, survival horror, and it's a key emphasis on survival. And what I mean by that is you start this game off in your apartment, and your apartment is like your main central hub. It's where you're going to sleep if you're exhausted. You're going to get tired in this game. It's going to tell you to go to bed. You're going to get hungry in this game. It's going to tell you you're going to want to eat. So you have to find food, and you have to eat food in this game. If you eat bad food, it can affect you negatively. If you eat good food, positively. If you drink caffeine and coffee and soda, it's going to be like in real life. You're going to have that high, and then it's going to knock you out, and it's going to make you tired. So it really puts an emphasis on choice in this game. You have a choice whether you want to maybe not go to bed. Maybe you want to stay up. But if you stay up, you're going to get exhausted, weak, could get game over. You're going to fall into this daydream state where you're not going to know if you're in reality or not. You're just going to have these crazy dreams that are just going to be trippy, like you're on drugs, which leads me to another addition in the game. You have a choice. Say you're out of food, but you're getting hungry. You're far away from your apartment. you're far away from an area that in the game there's the quick travel method is there's mirrors in areas that you talk to a mirror, look in a mirror, it'll teleport you to a mirror back in your apartment, therefore you can save your game. Maybe you're a long way from one of those and you need to desperately eat or save your game. You have the option of taking drugs in the game. They have pills, a red, a green, and a blue pill that affect you differently. Some for tired, some for being hungry, so on and so forth. You can take these drugs and yeah, you can get a quick pick-me-up and yeah, you're going to feel good, but if you do it, there could be very bad side effects later on down the road. You're going to have, if you go to bed, you're just going to have these dreams that are really tripping you out, and it's going to affect your game for you. That's what's so great about the game. How you play the game is going to determine the game you're going to get. If you want to play as a drug-induced, sorry for the camera shake, a drug-induced caffeine addict, then that game's going to roll out probably a little bit more trippier for you, and that's going to be your path ahead. Or if you want to try and play the game straight, eat your food right, take care of your body, then you're going to get a different playthrough style with that. The game gets so detailed in that you can actually cook your food. Throughout the game you can find pots and pans and you can cook the food. You can make coffee if you find water and the coffee kettle and stuff like that. It's really amazing how much detail, like just in an 8-bit style game, you can get, and just through the gameplay method. And that leads me to the actual horror part of the game. That's like the environment and the enemies you encounter. The enemy, I'd like to compare them to more of if you haven't played Amnesia on the PC or anything, the enemy looks pretty much just like that. They're just gonna walk in their area, but if they see you or spot you, then you're screwed. They're gonna come after you and try to get you. Your key to all this is darkness. You're gonna want to stay hidden in the dark, and you actually can go through this whole game without firing a bullet in the game past all the enemies. At least that's what it says. Good luck trying to do it. But you could go through this whole game, it says, without firing a shot at all. And sorry, I'm bound to cold. And your main strategy is to kind of hide from these enemies. There'll be crevices in the wall you can hide behind, sneak around them. You can lay out bait to attract them so you can sneak around them. You get flares in the game that can help just spook them for a moment so you can run by them. Or you could just go through guns blazing and shooting everything. But that's kind of what leads you to maybe some moral choices. Should you really be killing these things? Or, like, I kind of thought through the game, maybe these are real people and I'm shooting them. I don't know. That's stuff you gotta have to figure out on your own while you're playing through it or after you get your ending. So that's the shooting mechanic is pretty basic too. You hit the C button on your computer and that'll put you in weapon mode, and you just hit X to shoot your gun. You can aim your gun straight up for headshots or down in the legs, which will kind of knock enemies back to give you space to shoot some more bullets. If I had a tip for you, I'd say be wary if there's multiple enemies in the area. That gun's not going to be too handy, so just be careful on choosing when you want to shoot something or not, because you can get overrun pretty quickly. But as far as gameplay, that's just pretty much the gist of it. You're wandering around this apartment and then eventually into the city trying to escape, and it's pretty much set up Resident Evil style where you're trying to find, maybe there's a door with a chain on it, and you got to find a pair of snips to cut it, like a big pair of like the jaws of life, and cut the chain off the door or something. Or maybe there's electricity out in the room, so you got to get a battery and plug the battery in. So you really do a lot of exploring in this wonderful environment, and that'll just lead me to the graphics, where it's 8-bit, but it looks beautiful to me. What he was able to achieve with such little technology and little graphics is astounding. I mean, there's skin throbbing on the wall, blood dripping from ceilings, and he just does a great job of capturing a great atmosphere in this game, especially when it comes to the enemy design. Like I said, look like the Amnesia type guys. There was also another enemy that's kind of designed with no head but a mouth at the belly. That's called the Fat Man. The other one's called like the Skinny Man. But Just the design of those characters I thought was great. He really did a good job of really capturing a good environment. Kind of, people compare it to Silent Hill-esque type environment. I never played any Silent Hill games because I didn't really get into those, but that's what a lot of people are comparing it to. So just graphically, it was amazing. The sound, the music. He's got, I think, 16 or 18 songs that he made for this game. Just by himself. He composed the music because this guy Jasper, he is a DJ, and he created an amazing soundtrack. It kind of sounds like, if you ever heard of Spoon, that band, a lot of the music sounds like stuff that you'd hear from them, but then he does have just your basic survival horror type scary tones throughout the game, music themes, especially in certain rooms and stuff. So he really did a great job as far as graphics and music, but what really sets it, it all comes together, the gameplay, the graphics, the music, and the storyline, it all comes together and makes a great atmosphere for an exciting survival horror game where you're just trying to escape this city. If it's really there or not, or if it's all in your head, that's up to you to determine. It's an adventure you can go on and take. That's one of the great things about it, your interpretations. So I hope that you guys would go out there and get this game, because it's only $7.99 on Steam, or I would recommend going to the guy's website, buying it for $10. I'll leave a link to it. Or you can get the first 8 edition, which is $50, and that comes with a copy of the game, a copy of the soundtrack, a mini game 3D version kind of style of the game, and if it's still available, but he was only doing 200 shipments of it, was signed artwork. It still has it listed online that you could get it, so I'd recommend getting that $50, because that goes to him and helping with freeware games and stuff too, he says. So he deserves all the profit from this game that he can get. So I think he said on his latest blog update that he's close to actually getting in the profit for the game, so he deserves it. He really put a lot of heart and soul in the past 4 years into this game, and he deserves every penny he can get for it. So as I was saying, I hope you guys go out there and give this title a shot, because it's just, if you're into survival horror, it's a must own. It's a great game, fantastic. You can't beat the price, and it's one of those games you can just beat in one sitting, and it deserves to get looked at. It deserves the attention. So go out there, give it a try. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions on the game. See if you enjoyed it as much as I did. So just thanks for watching, and we're lagging out.